guys, so I'm going to be doing a Fragment Friday today, and it's on Hiest Society by Ali Carter, and I hope you enjoy. That's her. She's the one I was telling you about. How do you think she did it? Any other student might have flinched in the bright spotlight, but from the moment Katrina Bishop set foot on Colin campus, she's been something of an enigma. Some said she gained her last-minute slot because she was the daughter of an incredibly wealthy European businessman who had made a very generous donation. Some looked at her perfect posture and cool demeanor, rolled her first name across their tongues, and assumed she was Russian royalty, one of the last of the Romanovas. Some called her a hero, others called her a freak. Everyone had heard a different story, but no one knew the truth. That cat had really grown up all over Europe, but she wasn't an heiress. That she did in fact have a Fabergé egg, but she wasn't a Romanova. Cat herself could have added 1,000 rumors to the mold, but she stayed quiet, knowing the only thing no one would believe was the truth. Katrina, the headmaster's secretary, called. The board will see you now. Kat rose calmly, but as she stepped toward the open door, 20 feet from the headmaster's office, she heard her shoes squeak. She felt her hands tingle. Every nerve in her body seemed to stand on the end as she realized that somehow, in the last 3 months, she had become someone who wore squeaky shoes. That, whether she liked it or not, they were going to hear her coming. Kat was used to looking at a room and seeing all the angles, but she never seen a room quite like this before. Through the hallway outside was a lawn and straight. This room was round. Dark woods surrounded her. Dim lights hung from a low ceiling. It felt to Kat almost like a cave, except a tall, slim window where a narrow beam of sunlight came pouring in. Suddenly, Kat found herself reaching out, wanting to run her hands through the rays. But then someone cleared his throat. A pencil rolled across the desk, and Kat's shoes squeaked again, bringing her back to the moment. "You may sit down." The voice came from the back of the room, and at first Kat didn't know who'd spoken. Like the voice, the faces before her were unfamiliar. The 12 on her right were wrinkle-free and fresh. Students just like her, or as much like her as Copeland's students would possibly be. The 12 people on her left had hair that was a little thinner or makeup that was a little heavier. Regardless of age, all the members of Copeland's school honor board were wearing identical black robes in passive expressions as they watched Kat walk to the center of this circular room. "Sit, Miss Bishop," Headmaster Franklin said from his place in the front row. He looked especially pale in his dark robe. His cheeks were too puffy, his hair was too styled. He was the sort of man, Kat realized, who probably wished he was as fast and sporty as his car. So that was my Fragment Friday on High Society by Ali Carter, and I'll see you guys next week.